I'm Jasmine. Today I'm going to be making Purine Hipper. Here I'm referencing off of my Pom Pom Purine charm which I made. The most important clay tool for me is needle tool, so I'm reaching out for that. Also, I've lost my acrylic block, so I'll be using eyeshadow palette as my template for Hipper. I'm conditioning the clay and shaping it according to my Purine charm and pressing it on the palette to form an indent. If you've seen the Hipper, they have the indent which is essential to attach it to your phone, so I'm forming that and I refine the shape further. Here for the ears, I'll take equal amount of clay and form a teardrop shape and attach to the main body on top of head mainly. I'll blend it with the needle tool for better attachment. I go in with tiny amount of water to blend it in. Also here I'm using cold porcelain if you're confused, which I should have mentioned earlier. But if you're using polymer clay, you don't need it. If you're using air dry clay, you need it actually. So this method works for, like the water thing, works for every air dry clay. For the tiny feet, I take tiny clay balls and attach them to the bottom of my charm with the same blending method. I actually changed the placement according to my liking. You could see that I have placed the legs differently after the first try. I take off the Hipper from the palette in order to attach tiny hands and shape the back further. I wanted a chunky look here, so I'm just trying to maintain the shape according to my Purine charm. I want to give a little frosting to the Purine and a cherry. So now I'm making that. Sadly, I couldn't find mold for frosting and I found them larger or smaller and they did not complement it. I just want to maintain my process efficiently, so I'm just trying to use as less resources as I want. So here I'm using the tweezer and the needle tool to make frosting myself. I've seen this on Pinterest. I'm not sure, so I just remember this. And so I did not like how the frosting was turning out the first few times, and I actually remade the frosting many times, but I have DIY'd the molds myself now, and I'm going to be sharing the prep video soonish. And this Purine video is taken a long while to just edit because of the obstacles I have faced, and it was just a lot, so I was just trying to take it in. And I'm using here fabric glue to attach the frosting on the Purine set, and unlike many people use PVA glue, which is not strong, but the fabric glue dries solid and the PVA glue is stretchy, if you know what I mean. But make sure you clean up the fabric glue because it dries yellow. I don't know, like it dries weirdly, and if it spreads you can. but make sure to clean up the glue and just... Okay. I pre-make and store tiny fruits in paint containers. I'm attaching cherry on the frosting. I tried adding some decorations, but it didn't go well. I used this nail art charms, but they did not complement, so I opted not to use anything. I let the charm dry and I'll paint the details on the face with acrylic paint, and I glaze it. And here how the charm looks. If you like this video, please consider subscribing because I have few things filmed, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.